guys, it's us again in the same clothes because guess what? We're bulk recording, but that's what we do because we like you. We want to provide content for you on your walks, on your days when you're just sitting at home, when you're doing your makeup. Do you know what I mean? I wish we could get a response back, but it's okay. Anyway, Colton's currently scrolling.
I'm scrolling.
And I'm just trying to get her to start this episode with me. So welcome to the Overshares podcast. My name is Harther and that person over there is Colton.
I'm present.
Right. We have no updates because we've just been together for an hour or so.
We didn't realise how difficult this is going to be. We didn't preempt this. Shall I tell you why? We are in the latter portion of the episode. Do you know what I mean? We've already done all the good stuff.
Yeah.
So now you guys are going to get the crap.
It's not crap. I feel like
we have to basically, you know.
I'm really hungry.
We have to hype ourselves up because you know what, Hod? At the end of the day, there are people eagerly awaiting the release of this episode. You want to sit there feeling sorry for yourself. You better hype up now. Yeah? Adrenaline, boom.
I want to rip the headscarf from your head.
That's Islamophobic.
That's exactly what I want to do to you. What would I do to you? I would
stick my wet finger in your ear and wiggle
Give me
it
a wet willy.
around like this. And
Ew, I hate
and then
your...
stick it in your mouth.
Okay,
On a one-time...
We know who you are.
What do you know about me? What do you know?
Anyway, guys.
That's what I thought. See that,
we
guys?
Don't want to start a fight.
Harther starts and backs down quickly because she's got no evidence.
Do you want to have a fight with me? Is that what you want to do, you fucking cow?
Bring it, bitch.
Oh, shut up.
It's Brittany, bitch.
Anyway, first scenario, because I don't want to speak to you. My husband doesn't think he's done anything wrong. Anyway, she goes, Assalamu alaikum, Callie and Harther. I love you guys so much and I've been watching you since the YouTube days. Still on YouTube. You don't think
no, she clarifies what she means.
Anyway, sit down. Okay, I think she just means YouTube sit down days. So I'm assuming you meant earlier on.
The early days.
The early journey when we wore our matching Barties. The relationship has since broken down.
We are no longer friends.
No.
We're just cousins.
No, we're just...
That's all.
I wouldn't even say that. I've been married for 30 years and have 5 children. Alhamdulillah. Allahumma barik. However, my husband...
Allahumma barik. So is delayed reaction.
However, my husband has been physically and verbally abusive the entire marriage. Oh,
what?
God. She goes, I recently had enough and filed a report to the police for domestic abuse. They arrested him and he's now on bail and will not be able to come back to the house for 3 months. Alhamdulillah, I have a job, so I've been able to financially keep the house running, but my husband removed his salary from our joint account a few months ago, so I'm solely running this house on my wage and raising the kids. 3 of my children have their own jobs and financially contribute, which is nice, but live at the house as they aren't financially stable enough to move out yet, and my other 2 kids are under 18. I've been in contact with people who deal with DV victims, and also I'm in therapy, which is really good, and I'm receiving help. I've decided not to press charges as I no longer want the police involved. However, this means by February he'll be able to return, and I've been having trouble deciding on what to do. Do I let him return? He is not only a threat to me, but also he's verbally abusive to my children. He also doesn't feel he's done anything wrong and refuses to seek help for himself or our marriage. I believe people like him do not change, and I've prayed istikhara, but I'm still struggling with decision making. How do I move forward? Advice would be very much appreciated. I feel like you've already answered your question.
Yeah, I think she knows what she needs to do. Not let him back into the house.
Yeah, I just feel like you already know why he shouldn't come back into the house.
And that whole final paragraph, she basically listed all the reasons why he shouldn't be back.
Yeah, so I just feel like, I don't think it's about you, and I'm going to say this in the nicest way, I want to hold your hand through it. I don't think it's about you not knowing what to do. I think you might be slightly anxious about the results of you sticking to that decision, because if he comes back, he's probably going to do the same thing to you and even worse. And the fact that you haven't pressed charges gives him the signal that he can get away with it, because he's got that like reaction, he's got that attachment to you, because you know he's been your part of 30 years and you've got kids together.
He's been there for a long time. There's a lot of you know, they're very enmeshed.
Yeah, so I just, even if you're not going to press charges, I personally would, so he learns a lesson, he gets punished for what he did to you. I think you shouldn't bring him back. I think you should carry on doing what you're doing. It's really good that your other kids are helping you pay for the bills and everything.
It's nice that they're big kids as well, thank God, isn't it?
Imagine they were all under 5.
But you know what I'm thinking about is how much has she endured before she said good riddance?
I know.
That's what makes me sad. And is it a case where she had to wait for the children to become adults in order for her to feel sufficient enough to be able to look after everyone with the help of those adult children?
But that doesn't matter, Colton, because she's done it now.
It's just sad, though.
It's scary and it's very sad, but
honestly,
she's done it.
Because you know what it is, when kids are little, it's really difficult to like feel like you can leave someone like that, especially if you're really dependent on them.
Oh no, financially.
Alhamdulillah, I just think the situation is a very alhamdulillah situation, in that she's been she's empowered to say, you know what, F off.
Yeah. You know, when the courage of the adrenaline goes away, let's say you've kicked him out, you feel better about yourself, you're like, yes, I'm going to do this, I'm going to carry on with my life, I'm going to be financially stable, I'm going to do all these things. And all of that has happened. And now, like, the adrenaline of the situation's gone down, and like you're actually like deeping what your decision has done. I feel like that kind of puts fear in people and they get anxious, and it's easier for them to come back to the comfort of what they knew before. But you, my love, have literally paved yourself a way to escape this man. I know it's scary, it's the unknown, you don't know what's going to happen. But how do you know all the istighara that you've been praying isn't your answer, isn't leading you to the situation that you're in right now? Don't bring him back. Rely on Allah, make dua, rely on your children and your friends and your family.
Yeah, I think
live your life.
in the time that he's been away, I feel like she's managed it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And she's got her support system in place. Like she spent time, like, do you know what I mean? But with people in worse situations, you know, where they don't have a support system, but she's got children that are helping her, possible family members. She's currently working. Do you know what I mean? She don't need that man.
And also, it's hard letting go of a long-term relationship, but sometimes when you become enmeshed with that person and this is all you know, like your self-worth goes down. You think, this is all I can ever have.
Every time you bring that man back, he knows he can carry on doing what he does and get away with it, knowing, you know, that he can come back whenever he wants.
So I would say really carry on with the therapy, do what you're doing, really work on that self-esteem, that self-worth, all that damage that man's done with the verbal abuse and emotional abuse.
Unlearn it, let it go.
And carry on with life. How do you know? How do you know what's going to happen? But all you know, the one thing that you know for sure,
is that man is not safe for you and he's not safe for your kids.
And you got rid of him for once. So you've got to be brave. Be brave and be bold.
30 years.
Well, I should really endured it.
Do you know what it is? There's people that are in 30 years of just like very blissful up and down marriages, but generally good, yeah? And then there are people that are fully going through the trenches. Do you know what I mean? So I need to, as like advice to myself, never look at the longevity of someone's marriage as something to like idealize. Yeah. Because you don't know what's happening, innit?
30 years, a lot of madness can happen, but it's like, what can you withstand? Oh, emotional abuse is a lot, guys. It's not just men, women do it as well, but I just think that abuse is what fucks up your kids. Them witnessing that, like imagine your sons witnessing how your dad's treating you, how is that going to affect their self-esteem?
How's that going to affect their relationship with women?
Yeah, like sad. So yeah, F abusers. I feel like in our culture they fucking like people accept that behavior a lot easier. It's easier for them to be like, yeah, we're dada, don't worry, it's good to make your du'as, it will go away, but it won't. Why would you want to live in hell?
Yeah, it's not like it's not an oopsie where you're like, oh, he can, do you know what I mean? He's going to forgive him, it'll be fine.
No, some of them are. You know who recently said that they've got a narcissistic personality disorder? Nick Cannon.
What?
Yeah, he's been diagnosed with it. And I just think it explains all those women, all those children. It explains. But imagine getting married to someone and you find out he's got NPD.
Oh, God.
I would actually cry. That would break me.
I would be like, I would just think, God must hate me.
Because I'm not going to lie, it is a mental illness, guys, but like you really have to withstand madness. Like they don't have empathy.
Yeah, it's a mental illness, but if you've been dealt that hand, like...
You have to be a strong girl.
What are the chances?
Literally.
What are the chances?
And he says,
the girls need to be able to look out for the signs.
And like some men, like obviously some of them, they don't even go to the hospital for their bloody hemorrhoids, so they probably won't know that they've got NPD.
NPD, yeah.
But imagine you actually marry a psychopath.
But you, like, listen, like, there are, like... I think with just like the like accessibility of information out there on just general narcissism, yeah, I feel like girls will be able to tell. Do you know what I mean? They've been taught now to look out for certain red flags, like love bombing and things like that, which is generally like quite NPD behaviour, presenting as just like someone who's so amazing in like the first 6 months to just switch, like those things crazy. Like they know to look out for just because of how it like how much NPD and just narcissistic behaviour is discussed online generally, and also people coming out about their stories with like narcissistic people. So
it's crazy. This show that I was watching called Bad Sisters has a narcissistic husband and he's a fucking asshole.
But there's so many different types of narcissism, so it's like, fuck, which one have I got in my life?
He's like a conniving man.
Which reptile was in my life?
He'll like do manipulative stuff between the sisters to like make them paranoid about each other. He's actually evil. He's actually evil. One of them was, I'm going to ruin it for you guys. One of them is having an affair and like he found out about the affair and she didn't want him to find out. So then while they're having a sit down meeting, a family meal, he basically, the sisters are all together. So he goes into her bag, gets her phone, changes the name of the guy that she's having an affair with to basically changes the name.
What, to his
name? And then like, no, he changes his number to the guy's name.
Oh my God. So she starts texting.
So he texts her under the table and she thinks it's the guy.
But it's not.
And he says, send me a nice pic. So she goes to the toilet and takes a picture of her poussoir.
You're joking.
Sends the picture and then he's texting and then she realizes it's fucking him and she goes to the toilet and she feels sick. But he's such a conniving man. And then while she...
But no normal functioning person would ever think to do something like that.
He's a fucking prick.
He's really, really, really...
He's evil.
He's really damaged.
Like, and to his wife, he says things like...
Imagine going to your phone and changing your name to the person that you're having... to your name.
Yeah.
Like, that is something... that would never come into my head.
It's crazy. He changed his name to the boyfriend's name.
I would never think to do that. Does that mean I'm dumb?
Evil. No, he's fucking conniving. And then to his wife, he says, like, evil stuff. Like, he doesn't hit her or anything. But this is what I'm saying by emotional abuse.
No, they like do this thing where they...
at her.
Yeah, he does these... He says these comments that like chips away at your confidence.
Yeah,
and,
so
like,
he says
your
things,
sense of self.
Yeah, so
and like your happiness, how you perceive yourself.
Literally, so he'll be like, they've got an older daughter, so he'll be like to her, like, say the older daughter does something, and then like she's like trying to like create a boundary between him and her. So he'll like come to her quietly, stand next to her ear, and he'll be like, you're a useless, worthless little woman and you need to control your daughter before she turns into a slag. Like, it's just, he's evil, guys. He's evil. And it just made me think, imagine.
Wait, where's that from?
It's called, the show's called Bad Sisters. Watch it.
No way. What about Tell
Apple
Me
TV.
Lies? Is that one that's got a narcissist in it?
I haven't watched Tell Me Lies.
Yeah, you have. You keep talking about it.
I keep talking about Bad Sisters. I haven't talked about Tell Me Lies.
You do.
That was Pfizer. That wasn't me.
Tell Me Lies was you.
No, it wasn't. It was
that
Pfizer.
blonde girl that gets into the relationship. Is that what it's called? Tell Me Lies. You know that blonde girl? She gets into
Nicole Kidman.
No, she gets into the relationship with that man, and then like and then the man ends up going out with like a girl that's like their mutual friend. She's got like dark hair, and then he ends up marrying her, and then she comes to the wedding in the end.
Show me an image of Tell Me Lies. Tell Me Lies was it on Netflix?
No, it was on something else, Hulu or something. Yeah, like this girl.
Oh yeah, Tell Me Lies is good. Yeah. Oh, he's a fucking narc as
Yeah,
well.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
is that
is
not?
me.
Is that
is
not
me.
what an narcissist
He's a
is?
crazy narc though. Tell Me Lies is fucking good. You should watch it. Season 2 floored me.
Yeah, that's a really bad description from me. I haven't seen it, but it's on my list.
Tell Me Lies is really good, but Bad Sisters is a good one.
I love a storyline with a narcissist. Do you remember the one? You know the girl from Bridgerton? She was in that film with the boyfriend. They work at the same company, and then she gets the
Yes.
narc.
But he was a softer narc than this one.
Yeah, but I'm saying there's like different.
Yeah,
like,
there's different levels.
Intensities.
He became a narc when she got the promotion.
Yeah. He was a narc before that.
No.
As soon as she started doing better than him.
Yeah.
Narc mode activated.
But the Tell Me Lies guy is an he's a fucking, like, you actually want to scream. But also the main girl of Tell Me Lies, I think she's got a dependence on being with him.
She's dependent on
She's
him.
actually a fucking psycho herself. But yeah, narcissists are fucking mad. So yeah, at least you escaped this one.
Alhamdulillah. So wait, what did she say at the end? So she just wanted advice on...
Yeah. This is a new one. This is a new scenario.
Oh, she's really sweet, bless her. Wait, who's this?
This is a new scenario. It's the one you're reading now.
Okay. Yeah, don't go back to him.
We should write a list of...
Dump him!
We should create a list, a PDF of recognising an arc in
Yeah.
the Somali community. Honestly.
Oh my God, how would
In
you
the Muslim
identify?
community.
How would you... Because you know what it... Because narcs are going to be like... Narcs are going to behave relative to the environment and the culture that they're from. Do you know what I mean? So you're not going to have... let's say a Somali man behaving like the guy in Tell Me Lies.
No, but they behave in different ways that are similar.
But the thing is, it's like I think what I'm trying to get at is that
It's the culture, you mean?
No, what I'm trying to get at is the traits of a narcissist. There's like very main, like basic traits, right? But then there's also like, I feel like there's culture specific traits. And like, I think those ones will be difficult to like identify.
Valid. Right, scenario number 2, girlies. Let's go.
Hey guys, I love your podcast so much. Growing up around my teenage years, I'd say my relationship with my Hoya wasn't nice, it was more toxic. I think in behalf of myself and my mum, we both had toxic traits. I'm the only girl in my household. I've got 6 brothers. Ever since I was a kid, I'd say I was relatively closer to my dad, as he would treat me like a princess, and me and my dad would never have arguments. With my mum, we'd have arguments every other day from the age of 11. My mum had me doing household chores, as in cleaning the kitchen and the entire house. And when I wouldn't, because I was tired from school or mal'amed, I would get scolded and shouted at and sometimes beat up.
What were the boys doing? The 6 older ones.
If they were sat on their asses playing video games, I swear to God.
Go fuck themselves.
My relationship with my mum got a bit better in my later teens. We got closer. I shared so much with my mum. I feel like this journey is very like
similar.
Like a standard Somali girl coded journey with her mum. You know what I mean? Like during your teenage years,
Immigrant girls.
you hate your mum. Not hate, but you know what I mean.
It's just like
you are going through the ringer with your mum, but then like towards like when you get to university and stuff, you're all right with each other.
The meals.
Do you know what I mean? So she's saying the relationship with her mum got a bit better in the later teens. They got closer and shared so much. She shared so much with her mum. She knew about her entire life and everything that was going on. One thing about me, I share everything with my mum when it comes to boys, friendships, school or work.
Cute.
Now I'm 20 and currently in college and also working and tutoring the local community kids in Quran and maths and English on the side. I love spoiling my Hoya and Abel, but I also love spending time with my friends and my cousins too. I wouldn't say my mum is strict, but she is strict in certain aspects, just as a very much Somali auntie core. Yeah.
Okay.
I think this whole thing is very...
It's basically
like just
our mothers.
Yeah, no, I just feel like this story is just so reminiscent of like so many Somali girls' upbringings. I rarely go out. I either meet my home girl sometimes after work and we have catch-up sessions or go out on special occasions like birthdays and graduations. But other than that, I'm pretty much a homebody. Every blue moon... every blue moon.
Every blue moon. I know what she means.
What's she trying to say?
Every blue moon.
It's
not, take out the word.
What's the word? What's the sentence?
Blue moon. Once in a blue
moon.
Once
in a blue moon. Yeah. When I do go out, I always let my mum know a day in advance or a couple of days in advance and tell her, Hoya, I've got this coming up and I'm going to this event. And she always says to me, are your friends more important than me? What are you doing out with them when you can spend time with me? When I'm at home, I'm always with my mum. When I'm studying, my mum and I are always in the same room talking. I feel like I spend a lot of time with my mum because I love her, and that's my mum. Every time my mum shouts at me now, I end up accepting I'm in the wrong, even if I'm not. My brothers are all in their early 20s and don't help out with any housework except for cleaning their rooms. But the main household chores, like cooking and cleaning, I do it. My mum always compares me to her sister's daughters, her friends' daughters, and tells me why I can't be like them. Sometimes I feel like the reason why mum is like this and feels jealousy towards me hanging around with my friends is because I'm her only daughter, and I feel like I can never get married or move out because of this. Now I've gotten this great opportunity, but it's 1 hour and 45 minutes away from my house, but 15 minutes away from my college. I've been looking at apartments that fit my budget, and I found a few apartments. I want to move out just to experience living alone for a while and becoming more independent. But I don't think my mum would ever in a million years let me go, because she won't even let me go on girls' trips or cousin trips outside the States. I also feel like I've never stood my ground in my entire life to my family. I feel like I've done a lot of accomplishments that they should be proud of, but no one has ever congratulated me on my achievements, not my brothers nor my mum. The only person that's always cheering me on and showing me they're proud of me is my dad. And I really do love my parents and my brother, but I just need this for me right now in life, because the toxicity in my household has been getting to me ever since I was 11. I'd cry alone in my bed and tell no one, not even my closest friends or cousins, about this. This is one of the reasons why I've always wanted a sister for the longest. P.S. I love you guys so much. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you guys everything you want in life. Ameen. Ameen. Oh,
that really resonated with me.
Same. I mean, not to the extent, you know.
Level. I was an only child. I was forced to do everything. But
I feel like rather this is a bit of you. There's a bit of you in this.
Me?
It's a bit of you, yeah. Not like to the extent, but I just mean just like certain soft elements of it.
I feel like I've always talked about my relationship with my mother. Very complicated when I was a teenager, because I wanted to be fast and she wanted me to be slow. If that makes sense. And when I got married and had kids, I think our relationship improved.
Yeah.
But I do think I was a very qalqali, very on it when I was younger. And I think a lot of that stems from the fact that she was quite strict.
Yeah.
And I felt
but
like
I feel like she was strict with all of us.
Everyone, yeah.
Like all of us as well. Harvard's mum was the scary mum, and my mum was the nice mum.
Basically.
It's like good cop, bad cop.
So, I don't know. I felt like that was a good thing maybe, and sometimes it wasn't a good thing. But like now, obviously we have a really nice relationship. We're very funny.
But looking back, do you feel like there are things that you feel like your mum could have done differently which would have resonated with you better as, like, say, a 14, 15-year-old? Rather than the approach that she ended up using.
Probably. I would have liked if she just trusted me to go out and didn't think that I was going to do madness. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't actually do anything crazy, guys. Like, I was just a fucking teenage girl that I just wanted to go out to the cinema and chill out and do normal things. But I think in her mind, I get, now that I'm a parent, I understand that it was all about protection. But I think the way Somali parents like communicate can be very toxic.
Yeah. And I think just like looking at it from your mum's perspective, obviously, like, she came to the country in the early 2000s. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So obviously she's like, as soon as she's come here, she's straight away having to find somewhere to live, find work, go to school, and do all of these things. Like, basically just like learn the whole system of just like being in a brand new place. And you guys were like second wave immigration. Do you know what I mean? When you guys came, there were already people here who were Somali that had, like, do you know what I mean, been here before you, that knew, like, do you know what I mean? So I think she was probably worried that you would and one thing that my dad was always worried about is like we would end up becoming friends with people that were bad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Essentially. And
like obviously if you're like second wave immigration, you've got first wave immigration, and they've already like they know
they've assimilated.
They've assimilated. Basically, there's bad apples and good apples in that first wave. So, like, she's probably thinking, oh, my God, Hada, my little delicate child.
But she's also thinking, I'm her only child as well.
My only delicate child cannot be spoiled by these bad kids.
Exactly. There's a lot of pressure. But I think in this girl's scenario, I think one thing that I wish I did before is be honest with my mum. Because I feel like to combat us not communicating well, I would lie and just think, fuck it, I'm going to do what I want, and then just lie about it later, because that's the only way that I thought I could do what I wanted without upsetting her. Yeah. So I think with this girl, she's not doing anything bad. She's not going out. She's not doing anything that she wants. She's not doing the things that she wants to do, which is like move out or go out with her friends or do whatever. And she's not also speaking up about what she wants, even though she's achieved all these great milestones that her parents are probably happy about. And I think she
seems like the model bloody kid.
Yeah, so it's like you need to give me a fucking break.
Going out?
So I just really, honestly, in this situation, like I'd never want to break up a relationship between a parent and a mum, because that's like your mum is the most important human being in this world, and she's got so much haq over you. But I think it's really important to have, like, she seems like she's close with her mum, and I think it's important that she has a conversation with her mum and be like, you know what, this is how I feel. I feel like you guys are a little bit like claustrophobic.
But you also need to understand that not every mum is going to be
understanding.
Not even understanding. Like, it's just they're not going to be receptive to any form of communication that you try and start over going out. Like,
not going out, but I'm saying
but just having some freedom. Like, imagine the day she's got to go to her mum and say, yeah, mum, I've decided I'm moving out. Like, she's going to be like, what?
No, I don't think the moving out, she's going to accept that, I'll be honest. But if she's moving that way
But
already.
if you think about it, like, there's mums out there that are not receptive.
But they've got to learn.
It's like, well, I've told you I'm your mum.
Yeah, I get that. I mean? That's true.
I feel like there's a lot of Somali mums.
But that they have that haq over you, Lakeen. You still need to teach your parents how to communicate with you in a positive way. If she started off this conversation saying that her mum was toxic, I don't think her mum is toxic. I think her mum is holding a lot of traditional values.
It's like, I think some of those traditional values are a bit toxic.
They're bullshit. And I think in her mind, she wants to spend a lot of time with her daughter because that's the only child that she has. That's a female that she relates to. But also she needs to change this toxic mentality of the girls have to like be demure and clean the whole house and do all these things. And like my girl's probably achieved so much. She's probably doing a master's degree right now. And she doesn't even have the courtesy to be allowed to fucking chill with her friends for an hour.
I don't think she needs to do anything.
I don't think the girl needs to do anything.
I think the mum needs to actually like change her parenting approach.
But the mum is not going to change that unless the girl has a serious conversation with her mum and says, how are mothers ever going to change unless you say something? I just
don't think mums I don't think mums respect teenage daughters, I'll be honest.
They don't respect them, of course they don't.
They don't respect them. Like, if I was to go to my mum and say, listen, obviously my mum is like different.
Let's say
if I was in your shoes and I went to your mum and said, listen, like, I would really appreciate it if you communicated with me like this, and I would really appreciate it if you just trusted me if I wanted to go.
I think if you sat my mum down, she would listen.
Now. But I mean, like...
But as a child, if you were already... That's what I'm saying. You need to come with a different approach. If I was a teenage girl going, you don't let me out and I don't go out and I just feel like my friends are doing this, then she's not going to fucking listen to you.
No, but this is the thing. Like, when you're a teenager as well, like how you convey certain things.
Like, Kibit already, like, and how you're rolling the eyes. Like, man, I'm going to say it. So you're going to look at me like that. She's going to tell you to fuck off.
Literally. Like, I don't know how to describe this. And I feel like I've got like younger cousins that do this a lot, that they basically feel like they have to get defensive very quickly when you try and have a conversation about something that they need to change. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, if you go into the conversation with your mum and you're like, listen, mum, yeah.
Like, you can't, you've got to be smart. This is what logic comes with.
You have to research this. And like do a fucking presentation.
You've got to make your mum kop shaho ma'an. while she's in the hype of her, like she's on her phone
Because
chilling.
as a teenager,
that's how you get them.
You haven't developed, like, you know, there's an art.
Social cues.
Yeah, you know, there's an art to, like, getting
Finessing.
what you want.
Yeah.
And, like, a very small number of, like, teenagers have grasped this, in that you have to basically create an environment where you've been good for, like, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Then you need to, like, give her everything she wants.
Yeah.
If it's like a clean house, like, you got to think of, like, do you know what I mean?
Spend time with her. Then that's when you get what you want.
You hook her. Then even the way that you conversate about, like, how you even convey what you want is so important. If you've going how Harther said it, she's gonna give you.
She's gonna tell you to sling your
She's
hook.
gonna say go to bed.
Yeah, literally.
But if you go in complimentary, and you go in and you say all the wonderful things, how the ambiance in the house has been so great because I've been home and I've been lighting the oud for you every single day to make sure, you know.
Yeah. I just think she's got to approach this in a different way. But I also think, I'm not gonna lie, moving out seems like I'm like the way your mum's already going. I don't think she's gonna let you move out.
Yeah, because it's just gonna be her with those boys that only
Literally.
clean their room, and her mum relies on her to do the rest of, like, the cleaning and the cooking and stuff.
I think the boys need to get up. Sorry.
I think if she does actually end up leaving that house, though, that the mum will then turn to those boys to start doing the things that this girl used to do.
But why can't the sister enroll the brothers and be like, what the fuck? Your 20-year-old boy is sitting on bloody, what's it called, Twitch every night watching Kai Sanat.
Yeah.
Like, get up and help me clean and let's do this together.
Yeah. But
Like,
then
she needs to
if
enroll
it's a
her
thing,
brothers.
though, this is the thing, we have to understand, like, is it the mum that's, like, purposely saying, you're a girl, you should do this? Do you know what I mean? Are those, like, toxic roles being
But if that's
implemented?
the case, the only way to deal with this, I'm telling you now, is you've got to have a heart-to-heart conversation with your mother.
I don't think, though. I think she should get the dad involved. She's got a good relationship
the dad
with the dad.
seems like he listens to the mum only.
Really?
I feel like mum's run the house.
You know what?
Let's be real, guys.
I think if the mum and the dad have a dynamic where, like, the dad is like,
Good cop.
no. So, you know, within every husband and wife relationship, there's always someone who is the one that wears the trousers. Do you get it? Now, obviously, women wear the trousers. Women wear the trousers. They do.
Yeah.
But the husbands think that they wear the trousers. But anyway, she's got to decipher if the dad is actually wearing the trousers. If the dad is wearing the trousers, he has a lot of influence over that mum.
I think he can influence. I just would really like it. She could sit them both down. But I really think, because she's been suppressing so much resentment for a very long time. The fact that she's crying in her bed from 11 when she's 11 years old.
But it's because of the situation, and she feels like the big bad wolf is the mum, and her constantly giving us, like, sound bites of her relationship with her dad and how great it is. I think she could use that.
But also, yes, that's true. But also, she said that her and her mum have a good relationship. She was always spending time with her. But the mum's saying to her,
there's like, they've got a good relationship, but then there comes, like, do you know what I mean?
like, her mum is saying to her, why are you going out with your friends? Spend time with me.
Yeah.
So things like that, I think,
She's also suppressing her.
it's a bit like suffocating, no?
Yeah.
So I think things like that, I don't think the dad should get involved. I think she needs to sit with her mum. Spend some time with your mum and then be like, Mum, I'm not gonna lie, I really want to go see my friends. How old is she? 23?
Yeah, because you know what we used to do? If like, let's say my dad said you can't go out, we used to go to our mum and then she'd say you can go out.
Yeah.
So, like, my mum said I can go out. Do you know what I mean?
My mum said I can go out.
My mum said I can go out.
So yeah, I just think it's the way you approach it. Also, she's not a child anymore. She's a grown-ass woman. She probably has degrees. She's probably doing a master's right now. Probably overachieving better than the boys.
She's teaching Quran.
Exactly. Like, she's the model bloody
and
girl.
and English.
So I just think, I really wish immigrant parents would really celebrate their daughters and their achievements. Because,
And let them breathe.
And give them space to breathe. Because afterwards, when she gets a bloody job in her career, that's when the bloody black tax comes.
Like, if I was a parent, I would feel like I failed if my child at the age of 15 said that they'd found a property and would like to move out. I've done something wrong.
No, but she's not 15. She's like,
no, but I'm
23.
saying, I'm giving 15 as an example. The younger they are, the worse it is.
Yeah.
I would think that, oh my God, like,
But also I think
what I'd start calling into question my parenting style over the last like 10 years.
Valid. But also sometimes I think people overthink and they don't really speak their thoughts. They don't speak their mind. And then that puts them more in jeopardy because they're just going to gain a lot more resentment. If she spoke her mind a long time ago and said to her mum,
if she laid the groundwork.
Yeah, like, I feel a bit suffocated. I've done all of these things. I'm a good child. Like, this is all I want to do. Can you give me space to do that?
Do you know what? I just think that she needs to be a defiant kid for a little while.
Well, I know. I think she needs to speak to her mum.
I think she needs to be a rebel.
And being a rebel at 23, she's an adult. She can do what she likes. Let's be real.
I just want her to go out and not even say anything.
Like, I'm going out.
Mum, I'm going out. There's nothing you can do about it. Peace.
Do you know what I mean? I'll spend time with you when I can.
Yeah, but when I come back, we'll have a chat.
Also, mums need to, like, come on, like, you need to decenter your children sometimes.
How old is she? Why do I keep thinking she's 15?
She's not. I think she's in.
Oh, she's 20.
Mums need to decenter children.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, there can't be. Like, I get it. You love your kids and you want a good life for your kids, but you can't suffocate your kids. Your kids life will continue.
I know.
Nothing is going to happen. I get that there's worry and anxiety.
Do you know what it is? Yeah. This is why I think that they're like so obsessed with their kids, because obviously when they're like ages like 1 to 10, they're really annoying. Can't get a word in edgeways. Can't even have a normal conversation with them. But as soon as they become a teenager, it's like, oh my God, you can actually develop some sort of relationship with them. And once they do develop that relationship with them and realize who their personalities are as teenagers and how like really fun they are to be around, they don't want to let that go. When they see they've got this child who's like overachieving, is wonderful in every aspect,
they want to keep them.
They want to keep them perfect. They want to keep them like pure.
But also, I feel like there's like a sense of ownership as well. Like, I own you. I made you. You're my child. You have to do what I say.
Yeah.
Which I feel like.
But I think that those kind of like sentiments are brought in because they want to like maintain. They think
hold.
Yeah, they think that obviously the child is just going to end up realizing that they need to fly the nest because it's just a normal part of being like in that age category. Like, at some point I'm going to leave, but they think that if they start bringing in those like that attitude, that it's going to like make them think that they need to stay, and then instinctively the child will stay because they'll feel like my mum actually needs me. She's unstable. Do you know what I mean?
But also, it's like the guilt as well. Like, why don't you stay with me? I'm your mother.
Yeah.
It's like,
but it's literally just to keep the sole aim of that sort of parent doing that is to keep the child like there
in the house.
Yeah, which is not nice.
No, I just feel like there's independence. It's life. Things happen. Your kid can literally go outside and something can happen to them. They can stay in the house, something can happen to them. But you need to let children flourish. You need to let them do things. That doesn't mean that people should be out every night, you know, doing madness. But in order to develop trust with your parent, you need to let the kid go out and come back.
You need to give her a bone. You need to throw her a bone.
Do you know what I mean? Maybe the leash could be a little bit shorter.
She's not going to go out and get pregnant. Like, let's be honest.
And I think if she does, maybe that's like, it's not your parenting. She made that choice. But also you can steer your children towards the right direction. But in no way are we saying be disrespectful to your parents, because your mum has a lot of haqq over you. That's why in the hadith it says your mother, your mother, your mother.
Yeah.
So you've got
I think teenagers can navigate this. If they're clever, they can navigate this.
But also teenagers are very hot-headed. Awful. They don't think.
They're horrible to deal with.
They're very adrenaline orientated. There's no frontal lobe.
And they just explode. Like, why are you shouting?
Like, they just want what works for them. Teenagers are a lot like toddlers.
Why are you shouting?
Like, a lot of defense.
You know what I hate? It's the facial expressions.
Guys, I'm actually scared of teenage kids.
Oh, they're horrible, aren't they?
Wallahi, I'm scared of my sons becoming teenagers. I don't know how I'm going to handle them. Imagine one of them tries to step to me. Wallahi, I'm going to call the police on him right there and then. Try and step to me again.
Imagine Issa grows so much bigger than you.
Oh, Issa's my honey bunny.
He's not going to be your honey bunny.
He is.
He's not going to be your honey bunny.
Like, sometimes I sleep with him at night time and I cuddle him and I just think one day he's going to be a man.
And he's not going to remember those cuddles that you used to give him.
I used to call him my honey
He's
bunny.
Gonna be like,
he's
going to be
honey
like,
bunny.
Don't chat to me.
And Naya, my child, is not going to be disrespectful. Thank you very much. She's going to be like, I love you,
God
mummy.
forbid.
I want him to call me mummy while he's 25. Like, mummy. I know, women find that icky.
Have you seen Tommy in EastEnders?
No.
Kat's child.
What does he call her mummy?
He punched her in the face. You need to watch the clip on TikTok because it's actually mad.
Is that not Thingy's son?
Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
But Alfie raised him as his own. Anyway, Tommy has been wayward recently. And whenever his mum tries to enforce some boundaries, he just gives her a whack. Like punches her in the tummy, punches her in the face.
That's mad.
He's been beating up Kat. And like Kat's been obviously trying to keep this quiet from the wider Slater family, but they found out. And also social services are now involved as well. So from where I left off, Tommy has been asked to stay with like one of the neighbours who's obviously their friend, because he gets triggered by like his mum and Alfie. And also this all stemmed from the fact that he really enjoyed, when Kat was with Phil, he really enjoyed Phil and like the macho, like the leadership that he had and all of that. And he felt as though he was respected whilst living at Phil's, even at school and stuff. Like people used to think, do you know what I mean? He just felt like he had all the points. He was a cool kid, yeah. Yeah. But then when obviously Phil ended up, I don't know who cheated, whatever, the relationship broke down, Alfie comes back and then they live in this like really shit like flat. So like he's just seen him living in a castle to then living
back in the estate.
Living back in the estate, and also people aren't respecting him, like school people aren't respecting him as much, and he blames his mum for all of that. So he starts beating her up.
He needs therapy. If my kid ever tries to step to me, I told you guys I'm calling the police, or I'm gonna knock him out. I don't care how old he is.
I know, but you know, in that moment, it's like,
it's shocking.
I just when he hit Kat, I gasped.
It's one of the signs of Day of Judgment when sons start beating up their mothers.
I literally was like, what the hell is going on? I couldn't believe it. It felt so real.
Surreal.
And Tommy's got that face that you just want to
punch.
In his, like,
I find it hilarious that you still watch EastEnders.
I don't watch EastEnders.
Oh, is this from TikTok clips?
I watch TikTok clips.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Yeah. It's weird that I know exactly like what's happening in EastEnders. I don't even watch it. When I say to you, like, I can't remember the last time I watched a full 30-minute episode of EastEnders.
Literally.
But I know what's
happening.
I
think I could sit through it. But anyway, I feel like we should all go and give our mothers a big cuddle and a big kiss and make them a nice cup of tea and go have a chat with them, because you know what? They're also little girls that are living a life the same as you.
And I think this girl, in about 10 years, with like the benefit of hindsight, will look back on those behaviours that her mum used to exhibit and just think like,
I'm going to be different. Parents make mistakes.
Yeah, I think she will look at it. I don't know what. It's got to be one or the other. But she's just going to look at it and be like, she's just going to forgive her mum. Do you know what I mean? It's not that deep.
Honestly, she's living one life as well. And maybe she doesn't know any better right now.
Yeah, it's just, you know, when you have hindsight.
Yeah.
It's just like...
And maybe do some fun activities with your mum. I've recently started going brunching with my mum. I've learned a lot about her.
Why don't you do the things that you want to do with your friends, with your mum for a bit, and then later on you can say, oh, mum, I want to do what we did the other day, but with my friends. Is that all right?
Yeah, literally.
Because your mum would have experienced how enjoyable it was. And then she'll be like, you know what, I want my daughter to experience that again. But if she's a mean mum, she probably might not.
And if she is a mean mum and she's not going to listen to you after you have an honest conversation with her about how you feel, then, yeah, I'd be like, the second option is just go about your life, babes. Don't know what else to do. You're 20. You're an adult, in my opinion.
Yeah, like, it's not really much you can enforce.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit of a tricky one.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one. Obviously, there's not a lot she can enforce, but obviously you are a Muslim girl and your mother.
Yeah, and you're also a Muslim girl, so decorum. You know what I mean? Anyway, anything else you want to say before my bladder explodes?
No.
When this episode comes out, me and Kultorn will be away. So make sure
we're gonna be...
you check out Kultorn's stories, because she likes to post a lot of stories. And you check out...
I haven't posted
TikTok.
stories in a long time.
But you know, when you're on holiday, you're a story gal. You're not like a feed gal.
No.
Do you know what I mean? You're a story gal. You like to create a beautiful aesthetic on the story. So, yeah, check us out. Maybe we'll put out content, maybe we won't, because, you know, we're lazy.
We might get caught up in the moment.
Get caught up in the moment, but, you know, it's all like, we'll see you soon.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, download, share, leave a review.
Yeah, please, guys, we haven't seen a lot of Apple reviews in a while, so please, can someone leave us a lovely review on the Apple? And you know what else is going to be coming out? Spotify wrap-up. So we're going to see how many of you guys, the percentage of you guys that have been listening to this podcast.
Where have you been listening? Is it Apple? Is it Spotify?
Do you know what I mean? How many of you have been coming back to
returning listeners?
Returning listeners. So yeah, and the community of listeners that we have around the world. Very scary how many people listen to us around the world. We just want to say we really love you guys.
We love you guys so much.
Thank you so much for listening to us. These two.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Patreon.
Oh my God, yeah.
Harder's going to release a video soon.
I promise. Bye.